Okay, I have a very specific, very serious question for you today. Alex? And I need you to be completely honest.
Oh no. That is the exact same way you started the last 3 episodes. I am already sweating. What is it?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you dread hearing your phone ring when you do not recognize the number?
Oh. Wow. Okay. I would say a solid 9. Maybe a 9.5 if it rings during my lunch break.
A 9.5. That is incredibly high. You are a grown man. You manage a team at work. You can negotiate contracts. But an unknown phone number makes you want to throw your phone out the window?
It is not the phone, Sophia. It is the uncertainty and the expectation. When I get a text message, I have time to think. I can use a translator if I need to. I can draft a response, delete it, and write it again. But a phone call? A phone call is live. There is no undo button.
I completely understand that. Phone anxiety is so real, especially in a second language. Think about it. You cannot see their face. You cannot read their body language. And they are usually calling because they want something from you.
Exactly, and it is never a quick call. It is always, "Hi, this is Sarah from your internet provider. I see you have been a loyal customer for 2 years, and I have a special offer that will only take 3 minutes of your time."
Laughs. Yes, the classic telemarketing monologue. It is like they are trained to say all of that in one single breath so you cannot interrupt.
And by the time they finish, I have only processed the word Sarah. I do not know what the offer is. I do not know if I want it. I just panic and say, "No. Thank you. Sarah. I am busy."
And then you hang up. And you are left staring at your phone, wondering if you just missed out on the best internet deal of your life?
Yes, or worse. I say yes by accident, and then I'm stuck paying for a service I do not need for the next 2 years.
Oh, Alex. No. That is the nightmare scenario. But it is a perfect example of how pressure changes everything. When we are put on the spot, our brain goes into survival mode, and we just grab the first words we can find.
It is terrifying, because you want to be polite. You do not want to be the rude person who just hangs up. You feel like you're wasting their time if you ask them to speak slower.
That is the guilt talking. And it is so unnecessary. Let me tell you a secret. Customer service representatives actually prefer clear, direct communication over polite, confused nodding.
Really?
Yes, if you say yes to everything, and then you get a service you do not want, and a bill you cannot afford, that creates a huge problem for everyone. You have to call back. They have to fix it, and everyone is stressed.
That is a very logical way to look at it. But in the moment, the social pressure is so strong.
I know. So, let's talk about how to take back control of that interaction. Because you do not have to be a passive victim of Sarah's monologue.
Please, give me the tools. How do I stop Sarah?
You use what I call the polite interruption. The moment they start talking too fast, you can gently but firmly say, "I'm sorry to interrupt, but could you please slow down? I want to make sure I understand the offer."
I want to make sure I understand. That is so simple.
It is incredibly effective. It is polite. It is clear. And it immediately stops the flow of information. It tells the caller, I am listening, but you need to adjust your pace.
And what if they start using fancy business words? Like synergy, or bundled services, or waived fees. I never understand the fees.
Laughs, waived fees is a classic. To waive a fee just means they will remove the charge. They will not make you pay it. But you do not need to know all that. If they describe an offer and you do not understand, you can just say, that sounds interesting. But I am not interested in changing my plan right now.
I am not interested in changing my plan. I like that. It is a very safe phrase.
It is the ultimate safety net. But Alex, I have to ask. You said your anxiety is a 9.5. That implies you have a specific traumatic phone call story? Do not hold out on me.
Oh, I was hoping we would not get to this part.
Too late. I am a podcast host. This is my job. Tell me the story?
Okay? Fine. It was about a year ago. I decided I wanted to cancel my gym membership.
Oh. The gym membership cancellation. That is a legendary struggle.
Exactly. I went to the gym in person, and they told me, "Oh, you cannot cancel here. You have to call our national retention hotline." So, I prepared myself. I wrote down my account number. I practiced what I was going to say. I was ready.
I love this. You went in with a strategy.
I did. And for the first 10 minutes, it was fine. I navigated the automated menu. I listened to the terrible hold music. I finally got a human on the line. Her name was Brenda.
Okay. Brenda. She is the gatekeeper.
Yes. I told Brenda, very clearly, "Hello. I would like to cancel my membership effective at the end of this month." And she said, "Oh, I am so sorry to hear that. Is there anything I can do to change your mind? We can waive the initiation fee for a premium upgrade."
Ah. The classic retention pivot.
Yes. And my brain just froze. I knew the word waive. I had seen it in emails. But in that moment, with Brenda waiting for my answer, my brain heard wave.
Wave. Like, with your hand.
Yes. I thought she was asking if I wanted to wave something, like a flag, or wave goodbye. I panicked. I looked at my notes, and I said, very seriously, "No, thank you. I do not want to wave. I just want to cancel."
I cannot breathe. What did Brenda's face do? Well, what did her voice do?
There was a long silence. I could hear her typing. And then she said, very slowly, "Sir, wave. Wub. A. I. V. E. It means we will not charge you the fee."
Laughing uncontrollably. Oh my gosh. Alex, that is incredible.
I wanted to dissolve into the floor. I just said, "Oh. Right? No. I still want to cancel." And then I spent the next 20 minutes arguing with her because she kept trying to run it by her manager.
Wait. Run it by her manager?
Yes, and I thought, why is she running? Is she in a hurry? Is the manager far away? I was so confused by all these physical verbs for office work.
Okay. First of all, that is hilarious. Second of all, Brenda was probably just doing her job, trying to keep you as a customer. But your reaction is so understandable. Wave and wave sound exactly the same. It is a classic homophone trap.
I have carried the shame of the I do not want to wave moment for a year.
Well, you can put that shame down right now. You handled a confusing situation with polite, clear English. You got your membership canceled. You saved your money. And you survived. That is a win.
I suppose so. But I still check my bank account every month to make sure they did not charge me.
See? Victory. But this brings up a really important point for our listeners. When we are in a situation where we do not understand, our instinct is to guess, or to say something generic, just to keep the interaction moving.
Yes. Because silence feels like failure.
Exactly. But asking for clarification is actually a sign of confidence. It shows you are in control of the conversation.
So, instead of guessing, I should just ask.
Yes. And there are very natural B2 level ways to do this without sounding like a beginner. For example, if the rep uses a word you do not know, you can say, "I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with that term. Could you explain what that means?"
I am not familiar with that term. That is so much better than I do not understand your English.
Exactly. It puts the focus on the specific word, not on your overall ability. Another great phrase is, "just to make sure we are on the same page." You are saying that.
On the same page. I like that. It is a good idiom.
It is. It means you both understand the situation in the same way. And if you need to end the call, you can say, "I appreciate your help, but my decision is final. Have a good day."
My decision is final. That sounds very strong.
It is. And sometimes, you need to be strong. Especially with gym memberships.
Okay. I am feeling much better about this. But I know myself. When the pressure is on, I will forget all of these phrases and just go back to no. Thank you. I do not want to wave.
Which is why we are going to practice.
Oh no. Role play. On the phone.
Yes. And I am going to be the worst. I am going to be Brenda. I am going to be overly friendly. I am going to use fancy retention words. And I'm going to try to keep you on the line.
Okay. I am ready. I have my phrases. Slow down. Not familiar with that term. My decision is final.
Perfect. Let's begin. Shifts posture. Puts on a fake, overly cheerful customer service voice. "Hi there. My name is Brenda. And I see you're calling to cancel your membership. I'm so sorry to hear that. Before we process that, I'd love to offer you a 3-month freeze on your account, and we can completely waive the reactivation fee. What do you say?"
Takes a deep breath. Hi, Brenda. I am sorry to interrupt, But could you please slow down? I want to make sure I understand the offer.
Breaks character. Smiling. Oh, Alex, that was perfect. You interrupted me politely. And you took control of the pace.
Really? It felt a little bit assertive.
It was perfectly assertive. You were not rude. You were just clear. Now, let's say I explain it again. Of course, it means you can pause your membership for 3 months. And when you come back, there is no extra charge to start again.
I see. That sounds good. But I am moving to another city, so I will not be able to use the gym. I'm not interested in changing my plan right now. I would like to proceed with the cancellation.
Stays in character. Oh, I completely understand moving can be hectic. Let me just run this by my manager to see if we can offer you a partial refund for this month.
Pauses. Thinks. I appreciate the offer, Brenda, but my decision is final. Please process the cancellation.
Breaks character again. Alex, I am genuinely impressed. That was flawless. You navigated the upsell. You asked for clarification without apologizing for your English. And you held your boundary firmly but politely.
It feels like a script, but I can see how it works. It gives me a structure to fall back on when my brain freezes.
And that structure will become automatic. The more you use it, the less scary Brenda becomes.
But what about when things go wrong? Because sometimes they do.
Oh, please, no.
Yes, let's say you are on the phone, and the connection is terrible. You can barely hear them, and they keep saying, "Hello? Are you there?"
Ah, the dreaded hello? Can you hear me?
Yes. I never know how to handle it. I do not want to yell into the phone, but I also do not want to just hang up.
The most natural, polite way to handle a bad connection is to take the blame. Even if it is not your fault. You can say, I'm so sorry. The connection is really bad on my end. Could you please repeat that?
On my end. I like that. It is very diplomatic.
It is. It saves everyone's face. And if it continues to be bad, you can say, I think we are breaking up. Let me call you right back from a better location.
We are breaking up. That is a very useful phrase. Because in my language, we say, the line is cutting. So I always want to say, the phone is cutting, which sounds like someone is attacking the phone with a knife.
Laughs, yes. The phone is cutting is a great visual. But we are breaking up or the connection is dropping is the natural way to say it in English.
That is very empowering. I think my fear of these calls comes from a fear of conflict. I do not want to be difficult.
And you won't be. A calm, polite request is not difficult. It is just good communication. Companies deal with hundreds of calls a day. They appreciate clarity.
I'm going to try to remember that. Calm, polite, clear.
Exactly. Now, since we have covered so much ground today, I want to do a quick rapid fire scenario game. Phone call edition. I will give you a situation, and you give me your immediate, natural response. No overthinking.
Okay. I am ready. My brain is warmed up.
Scenario 1. You call customer service, and the automated voice says, "Please listen carefully. As our menu options have changed."
I would sigh deeply and say to myself, of course they have.
Laughs accurate. But what do you say to the machine?
Oh, I would wait for the options. And if I do not understand, I would just say, representative or agent, repeatedly, until a human comes on.
Perfect. The universal agent cheat code. Scenario 2. The representative asks for your account number, but you do not have it with you.
I'm sorry, I don't have my account number in front of me. Can I give you my phone number or email address instead to look it up?
Excellent. Proactive and helpful. Scenario 3. The representative puts you on hold, and you have been listening to smooth jazz for 15 minutes. They finally come back.
Thanks for holding. I appreciate your patience.
Wait, you thank them for holding?
Yes, is that wrong?
No. It is actually incredibly polite and disarms them completely. They usually expect you to be angry. So when you are nice, they will work harder to help you. It is a power move.
A power move. I like that. What about scenario 4? The representative says, I can escalate this to our technical team, but it might take 48 hours.
Ah, the escalate trap.
Yes. I would say, I understand. Could you please give me a reference number or a name so I can follow up if I do not hear back?
Yes, that is brilliant. You are holding them accountable without being aggressive. You are showing that you are organized and serious.
This is so helpful, Sophia. I feel like I have a whole new toolkit for surviving phone calls.
You do. And the best part is, once you realize that you can handle these interactions, the anxiety starts to fade. You stop seeing the caller as a threat, and you start seeing them as just another person doing their job.
That is a really nice way to look at it. I think my biggest takeaway today is that I do not have to understand every single business term they use. I just need to know how to ask for clarification and how to politely hold my boundary.
That is a brilliant takeaway. Clarification and boundaries. You are the director of your own phone calls. Alex.
I like that. The director of my phone calls. I will make sure my decisions are final. And I will definitely not wave at Brenda.
Laughs. Exactly. And if anyone asks, you are just a very clear, very decisive customer.
Thank you, Sophia. This was actually really fun. And I feel much more confident about my next unavoidable phone call.
I am so glad to hear that. And to all our listeners out there, if you get nervous making phone calls in English, remember, it is okay to ask them to slow down. It is okay to ask for clarification. And it is definitely okay to say no to a gym membership upgrade. You're doing great.
And remember, if the connection is bad, it is not your English that is breaking up. It is just the phone.
Perfect advice. We will see you all next time. Bye, Alex.
Bye, Sophia.